Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell is under increased pressure from the White House, but says the mission has not changed. CNN's Maribel Aber joins us now from the NASDAQ market site in New York. Good morning, Maribel. What did the Fed chair tell lawmakers yesterday, and what has been the fallout?
Good morning, Chesley. Jerome Powell says the Fed still needs to see how much tariffs raise prices before it cuts interest rates. So the Fed chairman told a House committee yesterday policymakers still expect inflation will pick up this summer due to tariffs. The question is by how much. Once the Fed gets that information, it can then move to cut its key interest rates. Powell's testimony was largely a continuation of the Fed's wait-and-see stance on rates, and it comes despite harsh personal criticism of Powell from President Trump, who has demanded interest rates be lowered. Now, when asked if Trump attacks were having an impact on Fed policy, Powell said, quote, they're having no effects, and he added, quote, we're doing our jobs. Powell will offer the testimony today before a Senate committee and take more questions. Chesley.
All right, certainly more on that to come. You know, parents are rethinking their shopping lists, and it sounds like retailers are adjusting already.
It's already that time of the year when back-to-school shopping starts up. Families expect to spend the same or more on back-to-school supplies despite economic uncertainty. That's the findings of a survey of nearly 2,000 parents from PwC. So it found close to 3/4 expect to spend the same as last year, and about a third say they'll actually spend more this year. Now, while consumers are looking for value, back-to-school is somewhat insulated because much of it is seen as necessities. PwC says parents know there are certain things they have to buy, whether it's books, supplies, or technology. The survey also found artificial intelligence is impacting how parents back-to-school shop. 1 in 5 shoppers plan to use AI tools to find those online deals. Thank goodness, Chesley. Well, we didn't have technology when we were growing up.
No, not as much at all. All right, Maribel, Amazon already has a strong presence here in Metro Atlanta with a major distribution center. But what's the company now offering in rural America?
Okay, Amazon is expanding its rapid delivery service to thousands of smaller cities, towns, and rural communities. Same-day and next-day delivery will be offered to 4,000 new communities across the U.S. by the end of the year. Now, it's part of a $4 billion push by Amazon to triple the size of its delivery network. The online giant says rural customers living farther from stores, they've got fewer brand choices and delivery options when they shop online. Amazon says one of the big benefits of faster delivery will be access to its everyday essentials like groceries and household goods. The expansion has already started in 1,000 of the smaller communities, and more than 90% of the top 50 repurchased items for same-day delivery in those areas are essential items like coffee pods, water bottles, and batteries. And you can find out if your area has same-day service through Amazon's website. Chesley, that's their edge. They have the hubs. Instead of having to wait for something at a faraway distribution center, right, the hubs can keep that inventory, those coffee pods, close by, Chesley.
Absolutely. All right, finally, we are the home of Chick-fil-A, and we love it down here, but it turns out other folks agree.
Everybody loves it. According to the survey, Chick-fil-A has come out on top again in the annual survey of customer satisfaction. The chain grabbed that #1 spot in the American Customer Satisfaction Index for the 11th straight year. Chick-fil-A topped the quick service restaurant category, which includes not only fast food rivals, but brands like Panera, Starbucks, and Domino's. Second place went to Panda Express, which saw its satisfaction score increase. McDonald's had the lowest score in the category, in the restaurant category. Texas Roadhouse came in first, along with a Longhorn Steakhouse, and Applebee's satisfaction score inched up to land in the 3rd place. The survey looks at everything from the accuracy of orders to food quality, along with courtesy and helpfulness of a restaurant staff. And that survey has been done for more than a quarter century. It covers about 40 industries. It's based on data from interviews with roughly 200,000 customers. Chesley, I'll tell you what, though, you love Chick-fil-A. That 2-lane lunchtime drive-through, it says it all.
I know they're kind of new up there. When I was a kid in Philadelphia, they were only in the malls, and now they're just everywhere, right?
Right. They're everywhere, and they are efficient. And we'll go, look, they're closed on Sunday, and we're still knocking on those doors.
No, that's right. I usually get mine on Saturday night just so I can eat it on Sunday, Maribel.
There you go.
That's what I do.